Teddy Feinberg, Brook Stockburger, Teddy and Brook Show. Brook, good day.
Good day to you, sir.
Good to see you. I was kind of looking for a response.
Okay, Cruces Mayfield. I picked Mayfield. I got to admit, I was wrong.
I mean, it's fine. They were the underdog going in. Cruces really ran the football effectively, which is really all they had to do. They were only up, I believe it was 16-13 at the half. They could have been up more, but it was a pretty straightforward game plan. Cruces has this big offensive line. They have some good backs. Mayfield couldn't match up with them. Up front, Mayfield has a lot of two-way players, meaning they play offense and defense. They just wore down.
Yeah, and Cruces made their adjustments at the half. They shut out Mayfield in the second half,
right,
and just went on to get that win. They have the bye heading into the playoffs. Mayfield will have to play this week.
Mayfield hosts Manzano. Mayfield's the 5 seed. Manzano's the 12. Mayfield's they haven't been the same Trojan team this year. They beat the Monarchs earlier this year in a competitive game at the Field of Dreams, 20-14. It's interesting because the psychological aspect, when you beat a team like that, it seems like the general consensus is, and I don't know if it's like this in the Mayfield locker room, but, well, we won, we're okay. And then the losing team says, well, we know we can play with them and we have to make adjustments. So, you know, it could be a trap game. I would expect Mayfield to win on their home field, but it's a little scary.
Yeah. Well, especially when you beat somebody in a close game, you know, you feel like, whew, you got past them. You know, it's sort of like in college football. Right. You got past them, you got that win. Right. But then when they pop up again in the postseason, and you're like, well, we got to do it again. And, you know, the old cliche, it's hard to beat a team twice in the same season.
That's exactly right, Brooke. That's a first-class analysis.
Well, I tried.
No, I know. That's exactly right. Again, a little scary, but Mayfield should win on their home field. 5A's wide open this year. We have El Dorado going to Cleveland. We have Atrisco Heritage playing. These are the first-round games playing at Clovis. And, of course, the Mayfield game. Cruces High has a bye week 1. In 2A football, another local team, Mesilla Valley, they play at Tucumcari. I love that name, Tucumcari. They play at Tucumcari, their first-round game. I believe that's a Saturday game. But in any event, that won't be an easy game because Tucumcari is a very established program and Mesilla Valley is a 12 seed. Let's move on. Aggie football has a bye. Let's move on. Aggie men's basketball, they opened their season at Oregon State this past week. It was a winnable game. They lost 70-62. I mean, Oregon State's a Pac-12 team. Aggies played good enough defensively to win. Offensively, they didn't play well enough.
No. They didn't get the ball through the hoop enough. You know, they have some size. They're hoping that size will help them, you know, in the front court, obviously. The back court, though, they need a little bit more help. They need someone who's going to be able to dish the ball better and move that offense around.
Well, point guard, they don't have a lot of alternatives there. I mean, they have KC Ross Miller. He's probably their best alternative at the point, but he needs more seasoning, a little more experience. Terrell DeRuin, Oñate High School product. He played there as a backup. Is he really a point guard? I mean, he's a redshirt freshman, essentially. So, you know, he's learning. And Tyrone Watson plays a little bit of point. He's kind of a point forward, but, you know, a good player, a smart player, one of their better ball handlers, so they're trying to figure out that position. Aggies, as Brook alluded to, a lot of size, a lot of strength inside. They need to kind of work, well, they should work their offense more inside out. It's early in the season. They have to make adjustments. They play Southeastern Louisiana on Thursday, and I would expect a W there. Aggie volleyball, I mean, they've kind of had a disappointing season by their standards. They were the preseason #1 ranked team in the WAC. They're not going to finish #1 going into the WAC tournament, but they end their year hosting their regular season, hosting Idaho on Thursday, and then, of course, they have the WAC tournament coming up in the next week or so. Are we missing anything?
A lot of years they could sort of hope on maybe if they don't win the WAC tournament, getting an at-large bid. You pointed out to me earlier that that's probably not the case this year, so they need to run the table.
They do. There is one element this weekend I want to point out. Lions at Packers on the football field. But in all seriousness, actually, former Aggie Jonte Green plays cornerback for the Lions. Former Aggie Devon House plays cornerback for the Packers. These are not just bench warmers or practice squad players. They're both contributors. So if you get the dish, or if that game's on television, or if you're at a watering hole and you happen to catch it, these two guys should be on the field. So that should be interesting. Folks, thanks for checking us out. As always, Sun News Facebook, Sun News Twitter, at Teddy Feinberg, at B Stockburger. We love you. Have a good one.